You might not believe it, but we're getting really close to the defining stages of this year's Champions League. And guess what? This will be the first time in over 10 years that the quarter-final stages of the competition won't bear witness to the legendary presence of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi after Juventus and Barcelona got themselves eliminated by FC Porto and Paris Saint-Germain respectively. We still have a few second-leg games left, but that can't stamp on the achievements of two extremely talented youngsters who could end up starring for the foreseeable future. Barca pain and Kylian delight. Heading into the second leg of the competition, Barcelona knew that they had quite a task on their hands. After losing the first leg 4-1 thanks to a Kylian Mbappé hat-trick, the onus was on La Blaugrana to orchestrate yet another remontada. And the way Ronald Koeman's side started the game did threaten another miraculous comeback. Barca seemed to be on a mission, and they didn't offer PSG any chance to settle in the game during the opening exchanges. The Liga and Giants were forced to sit deep and repel wave upon wave of Barcelona pressure. But in the 31st minute, PSG were awarded a penalty. Enter Kylian Mbappé, who would expertly guide the ball into the back of the net. By doing so, the youngster broke Messi's record and became the youngest player to have scored 25 goals in Europe's elite competition. And in doing so, the World Cup winner is now in elite company of players who've scored 25 goals at such a young age. The other players are the Real Madrid legend Raúl, current striker Karim Benzema, and Arsenal legend Thierry Henry. PSG won the game 5-2 on aggregate, but there's another record set by the young Frenchman. After scoring 4 goals against the troubled Spanish outfit, Mbappé's become the first player to score this many goals against the Catalonians in a single season of the competition. Mbappé's already showed that he's destined for a prolific career, and he's already been linked with moves to Real Madrid and Liverpool. While PSG might want to hold on to their prized asset, they would be forced into selling him if he doesn't agree to a contract extension. Who would want to lose such a talented player for free, right? Whatever you can do, I can do better. That's exactly what Erling Braut Horland thought once he found that Messi's record had been broken. The young Norwegian has already been making a mockery of every kind of defensive unit put in front of him, and with the second leg against Sevilla on the horizon, the Borussia Dortmund man decided to make some history of his own. There are some things in life that are always guaranteed to happen. Your bills are never going to go away. Taxes are always going to increase, and Horland will always have a goal or two lying around somewhere. The youngster had already scored twice in the first leg against the Andalusians and scored another to make it 9 goals in 6 Champions League outings. He now has 30+ goals for 2 consecutive seasons, which is quite remarkable if you ask us. On top of that, Horland has now scored more Champions League goals than the likes of Ronaldo Nazario, Zinedine Zidane and Carlos Tevez. What's worth mentioning even more here is that Horland's actually scored against every team he's faced in the competition. And after scoring against last year's Europa League winners, Horland has scored 19 Champions League goals, the exact same number that Mbappé scored in the competition before he turned 21. You can definitely bet the house that the Norwegian is going to break Mbappe's record very soon. Plus, he has a lot of time on his hands too. Ronaldo Misery. There are times when Ronaldo tends to disappear in big games. However, during the game against Porto, Ronaldo was culpable for their second goal of the night. Throughout the game, the Portugal international was nowhere to be found, and he failed to influence the game the way he should have. And at the age of 36, we can't hide from the fact that Ronaldo is slowly getting past his prime. He's a phenomenal athlete, with an even more phenomenal scoring rate. However, it's clear that the legendary forward needs to consider other options, and think about if he wants to protect his legacy elsewhere. A home win away from Anfield. The Puskás Arena played host to the second leg of Liverpool's home game against RB Leipzig. Indeed, Jurgen Klopp would have been happy that his team didn't get to play the game at Anfield, given how abject and miserable the Reds have been at home lately. They haven't won their last 6 games in front of the Kop, so a trip to Hungary might have been a better idea. Who knows? They might move there given how well they played against Julian Nagelsmann's outfit. They won the game 2-0, both Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah scored. It was a very solid performance, and now that they're in the quarter-finals, Liverpool will be looking to try and go all the way. However, I bet the fans are hoping that they play every home game at the Puskás Arena from now on. Joan Laporta is still proud of Barcelona. After a tumultuous last few months, Joan Laporta is now the president of Barcelona, and the newly elected president has given his backing to the team despite their elimination. Not sure what game he saw, but he claims that his team deserved to progress. Really? A team that conceded 4 goals at home and could have conceded another deserved to go through even after they didn't do much to trouble the PSG defence? We're not entirely convinced of his statement, but hey, he's just become the president, so he can't afford to say anything negative right now. Already, Lionel Messi's patience is running thin, and the president did make a promise which was something like, "Elect me and Messi stays." Make of that what you will. The remaining ties. So next week we've got 4 more games left. Real Madrid will take on the Italian high flyers Atalanta. The Spaniards head into this encounter with a 1-0 aggregate lead and only need to hold on to the lead to ensure progression to the next round. However, this doesn't mean that they're out of the woods. La Dea are a pretty good team, and when they start playing free-flowing attacking brand of football, you never know what will happen. This tie could go either way, so don't act surprised if Zidane's men end up crashing out of the competition. Far stranger things have happened in the competition's history. Over to England, Manchester City take on Borussia Mönchengladbach, who need to score at least 3 goals in order to move out of the next round of the competition. Guardiola's side registered a comfortable 5-2 win over Southampton and moved on from the derby defeat at the hands of Man United. Expect the league leaders to professionally deal with the second leg and get closer to finally winning that competition. Bayern Munich absolutely thrashed Lazio in their own backyard and they scored 4 goals. The Bavarians are defending their Champions League crown, and the manner in which Hansi Flick's side are playing, we don't see anyone who can stand up to what we dare say is the best team in Europe at the moment. Although they are conceding goals more often than they were last season, the German machine is showing no signs of stopping, so you might prepare yourself for an absolute walloping at the Allianz Arena. Against all odds, Chelsea ended up defeating Atletico Madrid 1-0 at the Wanda Metropolitano. The Blues have become a very stable outfit under their new manager Thomas Tuchel. Although they still have problems going forward, Chelsea are not an easy team to score against anymore. But if you can bet one team to do that, it would be Diego Simeone's men. Luis Suarez is in great goal-scoring form, while Joao Felix shows up on the big occasions. This encounter has excitement written all over it, and we might even see this game go down to the wire. Although we could go out on a limb here and say that Chelsea are the favourites to qualify for the quarterfinals, we really can't guess what's going to happen. A brand new Champions League format. Okay, so this is a bit of news that hasn't been discussed a lot, but we feel that it's something that needs to be discussed at great length. UEFA has recently formatted plans to change the overall structure of the Champions League. Now, you must be wondering, why would they want to do that? Well, they're in talks of a breakaway European Super League that would focus on catering to the whims of the traditional powerhouses of the game. According to reports, the giants of European football aren't happy with the financial offerings at present and feel that they can actually make way more money than they're being given by UEFA. These clubs have reportedly conspired to create a league that would never see any of the giants miss out on European football. That's why UEFA has acted swiftly to create a new format that guarantees participating clubs more games and more revenue. The new format would see the total number of clubs taking part in the competition's group stages increase from 32 to 36. Every team would get to play at least 10 games, and the current group stages would be replaced by a single league based on a Swiss model. There are definitely some concerns over how it would impact domestic leagues, but the carrot dangling in front of the top 5 leagues is that top-flight football in England, Italy, Germany and Spain would see 5 teams participate in the competition. What's more? Well, the new proposal claims that 3 clubs will qualify based on their UEFA coefficient, which accounts for past performances. This means that teams such as Man United and Real Madrid would still qualify even if they don't finish inside the top 5 in their respective leagues. In the 36-team league, the top 8 teams from 2 groups would move to the knockout phase of the competition. So, if we do the maths here, Champions League would have 225 matches instead of 125. While a few people have said that the coefficient rule sort of creates a closed league concept, it still gives teams outside of the top 5 leagues a lot of extra cash. Now, we can sit and cry about it all day long, but at the end of the day, do you think that a team from Serbia, for instance, would mind getting paid for 10 games and crash out rather than getting paid for 5 games and crash out? European money is so important for such teams, so you have to give it to UEFA for trying to quash talk of a Super League, albeit momentarily. So, this was the Champions League news roundup for this week. We really hope you liked it, but we'd like it even more if you could subscribe to our channel and make sure to stay in touch and leave your opinions in the comments section.